So, hi everyone. So, as you all know, there's a double game week in Game Week 35 and blank game week in Game Week 36. So, I'll talk about that, and I'll also talk about my team, my points, my captainship and transfers and everything, but I'll talk about that in a while. But first, I'll want to give a detailed information about what's going on and what may happen in upcoming few days, right? So, there has been fixture changes a lot, and now, as you all know, there was some kind of protest from the Man United supporters, so that has changed the complexion of the fixtures a little bit. So yeah, I'll want to talk about that too in detail, so that maybe all the beginners can also understand what may happen and what's going to happen. So yeah, this video might be a little long, right? I'll try and keep it short and give you all the information. There's a lot of things to go through this week, so I'll try to keep the video as short as possible. So yeah, let's start. Now, the situation right now is, in the left, the fixtures you see is the fixture that has been announced by the the Premier League community, the fixture committee. So the left is the game week 35 and 36 that has been announced, and that is what stands right now as of when I'm making this video. And at the right are the fixtures that might happen according to Ben Krelling. We do know Ben Krelling, and he predicts the fixtures, right? So that is, in the right are the fixtures that might happen but has not been officially announced. Now, how did we come to this situation? So as you all know, there was a Man United protest last week when Man United and Liverpool were supposed to play. There was a huge, fallout on the pitch. So we did see that, we do know about that. So that is the reason there might be a potential change in Game Week 35 and 36, and that is the fixture list on the right that has not been announced, but that might happen in upcoming 1 or 2 days. That might be announced, but it's not official yet. But in the left is something that we are working with right now. In the left is the fixture that has been announced, and it is what stands right now. So I want you to understand things might change very quickly in upcoming 1 or 2 days. So now we have made that clear to ourselves. So what are the changes in the left fixtures and the right fixtures? I want you to understand that it's only Liverpool, Man United and West Brom. Those three teams might have fixture changes if the new fixtures are announced. Because in the left you can see that Man United were supposed to blank in game week 36, and Liverpool were not supposed to have any kind of double game week in game week 35, and West Brom also did not blank in game week 36 if you just look at the fixture in the left. Now when you come to the right, that might happen. What might happen is Liverpool might face Southampton and West Brom in game week 35, and West Brom might blank in game week 36, and Man United already had the double game week in game week 35, plus they might not blank in game week 36. That is something that might happen. So we're not sure. So I suggest you guys to not make any transfer and just wait for any official news, right? Now, there's not too much of significant change right now. I just want you to make sure what part of our fantasy strategy does this fixture change makes, like Liverpool, Man United and West Brom. I don't think a lot of managers will be looking at the West Brom game against Arsenal and Liverpool in game week 35 and blanking in game week 36. So let's talk about Man United and Liverpool. Now, how does this change our plans? So I personally was thinking of captaining Fernandes or Vardy, right? And maybe removing Fernandes after game week 35 because they might blank in game week 36. But now that is changed because Man United may also play in game week 36. So if that happens, I don't think there's any necessity to remove players like Rashford or Fernandes or these kind of players, because until the end of the season I don't think they have the worst run of fixtures. And when it comes to Liverpool, I think Liverpool is the go-to team that you have to target when bringing in the FPL players, because now they have double game week in game week 35. So that means that brings Salah also into the captainship option, right? For me personally, it was only Vardy and Fernandes until I saw that Liverpool might also have a double game week, right? So if Liverpool has a double game week, I think Salah also comes to that contention of captainship, and they also play Man United in game week 36. And after that, the games are not that bad for Liverpool. So I feel like Liverpool are the go-to teams that you should target if you have the money. You know that Liverpool players are very, very expensive. If you look at the Trent or Alisson or Robertson or Mane or Salah, these players are very, very expensive. So if you have the money, I think Liverpool is the go-to team that you should be targeting. Or else there are some other teams. I will talk about that in a while. But yeah, the Man United Liverpool protest, what changed is the captainship option has increased. Now Salah is also in the contention, and Man United don't blank in game week 36, so that means like keeping Man United players until the end of the season kind of makes sense now, for me personally at least, right? So yeah, I hope I made you guys clear what is the fixture condition right now and what might happen in 1 or 2 days, in upcoming days. So I suggest you to don't make any transfer, just hold it and wait for the latest fixture change announcements. Now another burning topic is the free hit. Now I do know not a lot of managers might have free hit left, but if you have free hit and you were planning to use your free hit this week before the Man United protest, I think you should activate your free hit already. I don't think that Man United protest has changed anything about the using your free hit idea, because like you were going to use your free hit anyway. So I feel like if there are fixture changes or any late announcement about the double game week for Liverpool or something, you could make little changes at the end, right? But I think if you were thinking of using free hit for game week 35, I think you should just activate it and you will be just fine. I think this is a very good chance to use your free hit. And looking at that, how Man United have already done and dusted the Europa League against Roma, and they got a good rest this week, So I feel like Fernandes and these key players, I think Shaw is also one of those players I'm looking at right now. I'll talk about that in a while. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is, if you are one of those who has free hit, I think just wait for the latest updates to make your final transfers. But I think activating your free hit already, I think it should work in your favor. And yeah, I might also create a free hit video. But what I'm thinking is, if I do create a video right now and I publish it, if there are new announcements, new fixture changes, my free hit video just will be kind of pointless. So I don't know. I don't think I'll be creating anything. But let's see what happens. Now, let's get into the good stuff. The double and blank game week. How to prepare for it. Now, I'll just give you a suggestion in general, not talking about my team, not looking at my transfers or anything. In general, I'll give you some things that you can do that will make you good decisions, right decisions for game week 35 and 36. So firstly, I think you have to pick players that fit for both game week 35 and 36. What I mean by that is, now if you look at the run of fixtures, right, you see that Arsenal will be blanking in 36, Chelsea, Leicester, and Man United may blank in game week 36, right? Now if you have a lot of players from Arsenal, Chelsea, Leicester, Man United, I think it's about time you think that you have to remove some of those players so that you can prepare for game week 36. You don't want a lot of players blanking for game week 36. I have talked about this also in my previous video, right? If you are one of those that has a lot of blanking players in game week 36, just start preparing already and get players from Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, Everton, or Southampton, because they play both games in game week 35 and also play in game week 36. So if Man United get a game against Liverpool in game week 36, it's safe to say you could go for players like Shaw and De Gea. Maybe De Gea might be rotated, but still Shaw still looks good to me. So those kind of players, or else I think except for Man United, I think Everton defense or attack looks fine to me too. Or Crystal Palace's Zaha does not look that bad, right? So I personally think Everton players are the one that you should be targeting. I personally would do that, right? Defenders or attackers, it depends on your budget. I personally can't afford attackers right now, so I think it should be defenders like Coleman or even Pickford. They are very cheap, 4.8, 4.9, very cheap players. And West Ham, Aston Villa, Sheffield, not that bad of a fixture. So I personally think if you are targeting players for a longer run, I think Everton players might be an answer. I'm not very confident about their defense. I know I have ranted about their defense, how bad their defense is for entire season, but still it's desperate times right now. It's double game week players. Maybe Coleman will get some assist or something, Pickford will save a penalty or something. They might just keep a clean sheet against, I don't know, Aston Villa. That might happen. So I'm just taking chance with it. So yeah, if new fixtures are announced, easily just go for Liverpool, Man United players. If new fixtures are not announced, I think you should go for Everton players. I personally would do that. Yeah, and my second tip would be to pick players that have good fixtures until the end of the season. Now, the thing is, if you are just targeting for game week 35, right? Maybe you are using a free hit, or I don't know. You are just trying to get some weekly prizes in your mini league, and you're just targeting for game week 35. You could go for like players like Vardy, Inacio, right? Vardy also might be rotated. I'll talk about that in a while. But what I'm trying to say is, if you are just targeting for 1 week, just go for teams like, I don't know, the Leicester side or Man United side, right? They have good fixtures, or Arsenal side also against West Brom. But what I'm trying to say is, if you are thinking of a longer term, I think you should be looking at teams that have good fixtures until the end of the season. And some of those teams are Liverpool, right? They have very good fixture until the end of the season. Those players are good. Everton, not that bad. I wouldn't personally go for Leicester player this week, because like I personally might remove Vardy next week, because his fixture does not get good after game week 36, and he also blanks in game week 36, so that's a lot of money for me in the bench. So I will be probably removing Vardy next week. So yeah, in general, I just feel like the players that you should be targeting are Everton and Liverpool players, and also Man United players. So they have good fixture until the end of the season comparatively to other teams. So okay, this was my point for this week. I know it's kind of comical. Now I don't know, I did not prepare for this. Now Salah and Fernandes, like those are the players that everyone's blanked, so I can't complain about that. But Holding and Leno, what the hell? Now they have been kind of a bad transfer for me for last 2 weeks. When I brought them in, I think they were kind of returning points, so like they are very cheap, they had good fixtures, so that was the reason I bought them in. But now David Luiz is back, so Holding is not getting enough minutes. Now about Leno, he's not been playing, so yeah, Ryan is getting some time, and even if when he did play last week, he just returned me 0 points. So for my situation, for my team, I feel like it's Leno and Holding that I should be removing. Although there are players like Cody, it's time for him to go too, right? I do know that, but still, looking at the condition, it's only Holding and Leno that I can remove right now. So yeah, it was a not a big one, but still a red arrow again this week. It was just 34 points for me. Average was 39. So I think I could do better. Maybe I'll take some -4 hits if new fixtures are announced, right? Let's see what happens. But for this week, it was quite comical, So yeah, let's move on. Now, this is my team, right? Firstly, let's talk about the captainship. Now, as I said, my captain choices for this week was, I talked about this in my previous video, it should have been Fernandes and Vardy for sure, easily, Now, one thing that I thought of was Fernandes might be rotated because of the fixture condition, he had to play Liverpool and again Roma, and that could mean some kind of rotation for Fernandes. So I felt like I would be captaining Vardy, but Vardy also has a cup final against Chelsea, so he might also be rotated. So if Salah does have a double game week, I feel like Salah should be the captain, because he has no Champions League games, no European games, no FA Cup finals or anything. He just has Premier League to play. And one thing I can worry about Salah is maybe Jota could take Salah's place, and maybe the front three could be Firmino, Jota and Mane. So that could happen. Salah was benched recently, I do remember that. So one problem with captaining Salah for double game week, if there's a double game week, is Salah might be rotated. And it's the same with Fernandes and Vardy too. Now Fernandes has big games coming up. Although it looks like Roma game is done and dusted, I still feel like there might be some kind of rotation, but still they did have a break this week because of the protest, right? So Fernandes, Vardy and Salah is the captain choices for me, right? Now I just don't know who to captain yet. I'll be posting my final team on the Instagram account, and yeah, I just don't know whom to captain yet, because of maybe there's a potential new fixtures coming up. So yeah, those are my 3 captain options for this week at least. And now let's talk about the transfers. Now, as I said, transfers also I'm not sure yet. I'll wait for the new fixtures to be announced, if there is a new fixture to be announced, right? So yeah, Leno and Holding is definitely the players that I should be removing, because now Leno is not getting enough minutes because Ryan is playing right now. And about Holding, as I said, David Luiz and Gabriel were the 2 center backs that started this week, right? So he's the rotation risk, and I don't want a rotation risk player in my team. And now the thing about why I should be removing the goalkeeper and a defender is because in my midfield and attack, there's just no player that I'd want to remove. Now, if I look at my team, right, all the players that I have are the talisman for their teams. Now, if I look at Vardy, he's the talisman. He's on penalties. If I look at Kane, on penalty, talisman. Son and Kane are the talisman, right? And if you look at Pereira, on free kick, on penalties, on corners, the talisman easily. Fernandes, talisman. Lingard, maybe not the talisman, but still on penalty, right? Maybe a talisman after Antonio. Salah, if he does play on penalties, I just don't see any reason I need to change my midfield and attack. They are very good players. Now, the players that I can play around with is Leno, Holding, and Cody. Those three players. I don't want to play around with Phillips, because if Phillips does play with Fabinho, that can happen. Phillips did not play few games last week because of the injury problem, and Kabak and Fabinho did start together. Now, if Phillips does play, I think the run of fixtures are too good for Liverpool to ignore. So I'll just leave him there. He's just cheap. He's just 4 million. So I don't think I need to sweat a lot on him. Now the thing is, Cody, his fixtures are getting bad now in upcoming days, and their form has not been that great either. So it's about time I remove Cody, right? Now the thing is, who am I going to remove for, right? Now Leno, Holding, and Cody, those three are the subject of transfers for me right now, and the players that I might take chances with are, if I remove Leno and Cody, I don't have a lot of money. That is the problem. If you are one of those watching this video and has money for your, I don't know, any defense or attacker midfield, just go for Liverpool player. That's what I would suggest. Liverpool, or maybe go for Man United players. They have good fixtures, right? They have double game week coming up. They don't blank, right? If you don't have money and you still want good players, I think Everton are the ones that you should be targeting. So I don't have money, so like I'm forced to bring in players like Coleman, or maybe, I don't know, even Pickford, right? I'd want to get in Shaw in my team. If I can do that, maybe I'll try and take a -4 hit if I can do that, right? In some way, I don't know yet, but if I can do something like that, I might remove those three players and bring Shaw in my team. But let's see what happens. But yeah, it just looks like I'll have to bring Everton players, because I just don't have any other option, because I just don't have money. So yeah, this is something my team might look like, and I don't know about the captainship yet, but it will be between Fernandes, Vardy, and Salah. So I'll have to wait. So yeah, I hope you guys understood what's happening right now in FPL, right? And I'm probably sure this will be the last double game week of the season, unless, I don't know, another protest happens or something. So I feel like if you have a free hit, use it. If you have a triple captain, use it, right? I think this is a very good time, high time. Just wait, just don't make any transfers yet. That is the topmost suggestion I'd want to give to everyone until the end of the day of this game week, right? Until Friday, I guess. Just don't use a transfer. Just wait and see if there are new announcements, or else I think you should be just fine. So yeah, it's COVID time right now, so yeah, stay safe. And yeah, this is it for me. I'll post my final team in the Instagram account if there's any changes, right? So do check that out too. The link is in the description. Except for that, yeah, please guys, do leave a drop a like, that would help a lot, and do subscribe if you are new. So yeah, thank you, stay safe, and bye bye.